Hello everybody, today I'm going to be facilitating a light body energy healing using light language. If that's something you're interested in, please stay tuned. Before we get started, hit the pause button, go put on something comfortable, get yourself situated on a comfortable couch or chair, maybe grab 1 or 2 pillows for your low back, and I'll see you in a second. All right, so I'm going to briefly discuss the current energies that we're all experiencing. So if you're not interested in hearing about that, and or you've worked with me before and you're familiar with how I work, I'm going to put a little timestamp right here, and you can fast forward to that to get started on the healing. So it's currently early April 2025, and we've just come off a pretty intense March. Actually, the energies have been pretty intense since January. They've been ramping up, and I am anticipating and can feel the energy is going to continue to ramp up through this year. This past month was pretty intense with the retrograde, the spring eclipse season, and spikes in the Schumann resonance, and all of that happening all together. If you're sensitive like me, you probably had a pretty intense and rough March, and you might have gone through, I did have a week or 2 there where my energy was really high and I felt amazing and I got a lot done, and then I had a little crash, and then I had to kind of process and release some things. So you may be experiencing something like that. So the energy healing that I'm about to facilitate, it will meet you where you are, whether you are at the beginning of your healing and spiritual journey, or you're a very seasoned meditative practitioner or yogi, or you're an energy healer like me, and anywhere in between. This will meet you where you are, because every person's healing journey is unique. And as you go through the process, what I've experienced is what I'd call layers of healing. So things, for example, like right now, you may be ruminating a lot, and something's in your mind from the past, or maybe worries about the future, and then you're just caught in that loop. And so that right now might be a layer of healing for you, that it's time to process that and release. There may be some grief that you've been holding on to that you're not ready to let go. I'm dealing with some grief as well. So physical body, there may be some physical aches and pains that you've gone to the doctor about, and they can't really connect it to a physical illness. So physical aches and pains, and especially lately, it seems like the light energy is focusing a lot right now in the upper chest, the neck, shoulders, and the upper back. I've been dealing with a lot of stress and tension in those areas that I've been having to work through with some gentle yoga and some energy healing. And with the layers, it's good to know that, we're not going to experience our healing all in one shot. That would just be impossible. I used to want that to happen when I was younger. I wanted it just to be over with and be done. But the more I've experienced this, I realize it makes a lot more sense to experience it in layers, because sometimes we're dealing with things from our ancestors. Sometimes we're dealing with things that we brought with us when we came as a soul. So there's lots of layers. So what I've experienced is one layer will come to the top, and I'll work through that, and when it's ready to be released, it releases, and then the next layer. And then sometimes you'll start to see patterns. You'll go, oh, didn't I already do this? I've already done this before. But there probably was something deeper. It's similar. There's another layer coming up maybe a couple years later, and you're like, I've already worked through this. What's going on? Typically, there's something else that was a little deep underneath that needs to come up again. So just see today's healing as we're working through whatever layer that is. Try to let everything else go, whatever's at the surface. What for the last couple days, couple weeks, what's been happening. Let's work on that layer, okay? So I hope that explanation helped a little bit, and we'll get started on the healing. All right, to start with, we're going to make sure we're nice and comfortable. and on your seat. Put your feet flat on the floor. Come as far forward or back as you like, but just try to keep your feet on the floor. Put the pillow behind your back if you need some low back support, and just make yourself nice and comfortable. We're going to do a little bit of neck and shoulder stretching just to kind of wake up the body, stretch out any tension, and bring us into the present moment. Okay? All right, we can start with, you can either do a soft gaze, which means just kind of lowering your gaze to the floor. If you're more comfortable keeping your eyes open, but just keeping your gaze soft and relaxed, or you can close your eyes. So we're going to just kind of fill into the neck and shoulder and upper back, and kind of get a sense of where your tension is, if you have any. And we're going to start with the breath. And we're just going to bring awareness to the breath, focusing on listening and feeling the breath coming through the nose and then out again through the nose or mouth, and doing 2 or 3 of those. Just focusing on the breath. You don't really have to do anything specific unless you have a breathing exercise that you particularly like. You can do that now. I'm just bringing awareness to the breath and to the body. We're going to start gently. We're going to take the left ear over the left shoulder, and we're going to stretch the right side of the neck just very gently. And just feel into the neck. You can lean the head forward and back just a little bit, bring in a little bit of movement. Be gentle, especially if you've had any neck issues in the past. Just be very mindful. We're not getting ready to go for a run or do anything intense. We're just opening up the body and stretching a little bit. So no forcing or pushing. Just be very mindful. We're going to do the same on the other side. The right ear to the right shoulder and stretching the left. You may find one side's a little tighter or looser than the other. Like for me, the other side was a bit more tight. And then same idea. We're just going to move around a little bit. And then just gently back to center, and then let's lower our chin to our chin to the chest, but very mindful until you start to feel a nice gentle stretch down the back of the neck. And in here too, you can kind of like rotate your nose to the left or right to get a little bit of movement and stretching through the neck. And do the back of the neck. And gently raise back up again. Now let's do a little bit of some shoulder rolls. And what we're going to, if you're not familiar how to do that, we're going to like take our shoulders up to our ears, shoulders back to the wall behind you, feeling your shoulder blades come together, and then down the back body. And then we're going to start again. And as we do that part, you might feel a little bit of stretching through the front of the chest, which is really nice. Let's do that again. Gently shoulders up to the ears, towards the back of the wall, feeling the shoulder blades come together, back down, and pushing down at the bottom just a little bit. You can push your elbows down a little bit, and then back again. Let's do a couple more of that on your own and using your breath. And now just kind of feel into your body, your neck, your shoulder, your upper chest. See if anything's still a little tight. Kind of just do some gentle movements on your own. Kind of stretching that out. That you should be starting to feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more settled. Okay, now I'm going to ground us and connect us to our heart and connect us to higher self. Again, a couple gentle breaths, bringing awareness to the breath, just listening and feeling, and you don't have to push or force anything. In through the nose and out again through the nose or mouth. If you're congested, do the best you can. I'm a little congested today, so I'm having to do a little bit of nose and mouth breathing, so do whatever you can. And again, closing the eyes or soft gaze. You can put one hand on your heart, one hand or on your belly, either the solar plexus, the center of the belly. If that feels uncomfortable, you can just leave your hands on the top of the thighs. When I started doing this work, and anytime anybody told me to put my hands on my chest or my torso, it would make me feel so uncomfortable. So if that feels uncomfortable, I want you to find whatever combination feels good. Both hands on the heart, both hands on the legs, both hands on the tummy, one or both, just feeling what feels comfortable. You can even put your palms up to the side. Just take a moment to figure out what feels good for you, because we're going to do a little heart connecting. So I want to make sure you feel comfortable. And so for me, I'm going to do one hand on my heart, and I'm going to do one hand open to the side. But do whatever feels comfortable. And now we're going to call in Mother Gaia below us. Going to feel her energy coming to us and having this lovely cradling and supportive energy below us. Feeling her strength and her energy. And we're going to invite our heart to connect to her heart. Very gently. We're just doing a very gentle grounding. If you're someone who likes to do cord grounding or root grounding with Gaia, I invite you to do that now. But it's not necessary if you want to. If you can just do very gentle grounding right now. But if you want some strong grounding, you can do that now too. So we're just going to sense. Some of you may feel this. Some of you may see it. Some of you may hear it. And if none of that is happening for you, it's okay. You can actually just use your imagination. The imagination is very powerful. So our body is very grounded, and our heart is connected to Gaia. So now we're going to invite our heart connect with our higher self. And for those of you who are familiar, you probably know what to do, so go ahead and do that. If you're not, just have a sense of an aspect of yourself that is connected to your soul, that I usually visualize my higher self in my upper chakras, which would mean a beat above the head and up, and you can imagine him or her it could be 3 feet above your head, it could be above your house, wherever that feels comfortable for you. So just imagine this aspect of you that is just above you. And we're going to invite our heart space to connect to the heart space of our higher self above. And a couple breaths into that. And again, you may feel that, you may hear it, you may hear a message, you may see it in your mind's eye. And if none of that happens, again, using your imagination and just staying present with that. Just keep going. And we're going to take a couple more breaths to ground that. If there's any other connecting energies that you want to call in for yourself, I invite you to do that now. If you need any more grounding, supporting energy, I'm currently feeling the Archangelic Realms stepping forward. So our grounding archangels and our archangels who are assisting us in the same plane as our higher self. And breathing into that as well. And if you need a few more moments here, hit the pause button and make sure you're fully connected and grounded. And then we'll get started on the healing. So if you're new to light language, just try to be open. Try to open up your heart, focus your energy to your heart. The mind's going to want to translate. The mind's going to want to understand what I'm saying. It's going to want to translate the language into English or whatever your native language is. Just try to relax into the energy. It's not about what I'm saying. This is high vibrational energy, and the best way I know at this point in time to bring it through is through light language, and the energy will meet you where you are. I will, however, try as best I can to translate what's going on. I won't be translating what I'm saying, but I will, as best as I can, try to translate the where the energy is going and what it's doing when I can. And also, too, at this point, try to where you're sitting. If you're comfortable, stay right where you are. If you're where you were sitting for the stretching, stay where you are. But if you'd like to get a little bit more comfortable, you're welcome to kind of lean back into the chair. Get yourself as comfortable as possible for the healing. Upright is best, but if you're feeling a little fatigued and you need to sit back on your couch or chair, and if you need to lay down, you can also do that. I prefer you sitting up, but sometimes we need to. I can't tell you how many times I've done these kind of healings, and I'm like, yep, today I'm going to need to lay down. So lay down if you need to. Okay, here we go. Focusing on the breath. Focusing on the power of the breath to bring us in our body and into the present moment. With each inhale, coming in clean, healing, purifying, a beautiful light, and exhaling all that no longer serves. And throughout the process of this healing, coming back to the breath, relaxing the body, and being open to the experience. Onni unnushnai, onni annere anu, ine unno yade inao ai, ushnea. If you're sensitive to energy, you'll probably start to feel this coming in at a certain point in your body. For me, I'm feeling it coming in through the back, through the neck and the shoulders. For you, it may be somewhere else. It may be your heart, your solar plexus, your crown chakra. Just go with that and breathe into those places. Allow the energy to come in and flow. And if ever during this process you start to get a little dizzy or spacey, open your eyes, take a few grounding breaths, and bring your awareness to Gaia, and she'll hold you grounded. Unne kinne udne okoa inde inoa iyo anne ande to inde neo ai undia. So loosening up a little bit of congestion in the heart chakra, the higher heart, and into the throat. Undiai nea nereo nerei androa. Udiri naya niri nundai. Hai undro da. So feeling ancestral energy very strongly right now. Undro indadeya undeya ndoreo ai. For those of you who have been feeling a lot of energy coming in through the neck, shoulders, and upper back body, and that space between the shoulder blades and spine, if you've been feeling a lot of tension there in the last few days or last few weeks, you may need to kind of move around as the energy comes in. I'm definitely experiencing that right now myself. So if that's you, also join in. If that's not you, if there's any area of your body that's feeling some tension, you can kind of bring some awareness to that area as this energy comes in, just to loosen up those areas of the body where we're feeling tension. We're going to breathe in a nice cleansing breath and breathe that out strongly. For those of you who are familiar with dragon breathing, it's very similar to that. It's not very pretty, but it feels really good. So we're going to kind of breathe in really as deep as we can. And I'm feeling the need to kind of breathe it out down. So breathe in and out the way you need to. Continue that kind of breath as long as you need to as I bring in this energy. Feeling some clearing energy for the third eye. You may be experiencing the entire body, feeling a vibration going through the entire body right now, starting at the feet and moving up through the body. This vibrational energy is going to move up through your center channel, up through your chakras, up through your physical body, and do some clearing. Allowing that energy to come up through Gaia, up through our feet, up through our body, up through our center channel, up through our chakras, up to the third eye, to the crown, and up and out of the body, clearing everything that is no longer serving, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. If you need some support as this energy is moving through, place your hand, one or more of your hands on your heart. This is definitely being facilitated by Gaia and the heart and the third eye up through the body. If you're guided to start humming with me, don't be shy, just let out whatever comes out. Humming, toning, singing, any kind of vibration through the throat chakra. I've got some birds outside my window joining in right now. I hope the mic's picking those up. Allowing that bird energy to come in and assist you. The birds are coming in to assist us in opening up that throat chakra, opening up our free expression. All right, I'm feeling the energy starting to calm down and slow down, so I'm going to work through the end of the energy, and then we're going to ground and seal this healing today. Take these last few seconds to focus on the breath, using the breath to move any last little bit of tension or energy or anything that you feel that's holding on. Let's bring some awareness to those places, and 2 or 3 more focused breaths on your own. As the energy starts to come down and calm. The last little bit at the third eye. You may feel some tingling in the nose, the bridge of the nose, the forehead. Just clearing out that last little bit of energy. Thank you. Okay, at this point, if your eyes are closed, let's do a little soft gaze to come back to the present moment. Let's wiggle our toes, our feet, our hands. We're going to bring some awareness to our higher self. We're going to say thank you to our spirit guides and angels, councils of light, archangels, and any other beings that step forward for us today. We're going to say a big thank you and gratitude. And we're going to release them. And we're going to come back down. If those of you who got a little astral, we're going to come back down through our upper channels, upper chakras. We're going to come back down like a ladder, climbing back down. We're going to reach the top of the head, the crown, and we're going to gently come back. You can actually touch the top of your head if you need to. And we're going to gently invite ourselves to come back into the body, coming back into the body. Using our hands, we can rub our hands together, touch our torso, touch our arms, touch the top of the legs, our belly, our solar plexus, and only do this if it makes you comfortable. If it doesn't, maybe just stick with the hands in prayer, maybe the top of the thighs. Only touching the body if it makes you feel comfortable. We're going to re-ground ourselves with Gaia and also telling her thank you with gratitude. Feeling a reaffirming grounding sensation that we're going to carry with us throughout our day. Reaffirming that grounding energy. Grounded with Gaia up through our body to our heart. So if you need a couple more minutes to ground, hit the pause button. Take a few more breaths. Make sure you're fully grounded before you step out into your day. So take a couple more minutes if you need it. And look around the room, fully back into the present moment. We're going to say thank you to Mother Gaia and the earth below. Thank you to our heart and body here in the center, in the 3D, in the present moment. Thank you to higher self and our guides above. And connecting the energies of the earth, of the sky, and our body.